Hello friends, in lecture number 1 from the chapter Our Environment, the topics that we are going to cover are environment and the ecosystem. What does the word environment mean and what do we understand by the word ecosystem? What are the different types of ecosystem and how the different organisms are classified when we need to study about the ecosystem. So let us start this lecture. So what does the word environment mean? So environment is everything that is present around us. If you consider yourself as one individual, whatever is there around you is your environment. So environment is everything present outside an individual. So remember the word outside. So anything that is outside you is your environment. Then what is an ecosystem? An ecosystem is a self-sustaining functional unit consisting of living and non-living factors. When I say self-sustaining, it means it does not depend on any external condition. Like if we consider a pond, there are different types of aquatic animals in the pond, there are different types of aquatic plants in a pond, there are microorganisms present inside it, but they don't need to go out to get their daily needs. Even if no one is around that pond, no one is adding something to that pond or taking something out of it, it is still capable of surviving on its own. So that forms a self-sustaining ecosystem. Now, based on the factors that affect an ecosystem, they are classified into biotic and abiotic components. So biotic are the living components, whereas abiotic are the non-living components. So when we say the living components, all the organisms present around one specific organism. Like if you are talking about an aquatic ecosystem in a pond, we have fish. So there are different types of aquatic plants around the fish. There are other varieties of fishes that are present around it. There might be other animals also like frogs. And in addition, microorganisms, as I said, they are also present in any kind of environment. So these are the living factors or the biotic components. The non-living factors include the temperature, the climatic conditions, the rainfall, the humidity levels, the soil conditions. So all these factors which are not living in nature, they are the abiotic or the non-living factors. Then going further, the ecosystems have been classified into two categories. We call them as a natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystems. Ecosystems which exist in nature, which are natural, God has created them. They are said to be natural ecosystems. Examples include a forest, a lake, a pond, a grassland. Man has not created these things. These things are found in nature and they are capable of existing on their own. So that is why we consider them to be natural ecosystems. On the other hand, there are artificial ecosystems which have been created by man. Just like an aquarium, as you can see in this image here, a garden, a cropland where we grow the crops. So all these systems, they have been created by man, but they are self-sustaining. So we can call them as artificial ecosystems. Now, talking about the different types of organisms that are there. You have already learned about this in your junior classes. We have the producers, we have the consumers, and we have the decomposers. So what are producers? Producers are those organisms which produce food, like green plants and certain blue-green algae and some bacteria. They are capable of doing photosynthesis, and using those processes they can convert inorganic material to organic material. So they are all categorized as producers. Consumers include herbivores, animals that feed on plants or their products, carnivores, organisms that feed on flesh of other animals, omnivores, organisms that can feed both on plant material as well as flesh of other animals, and then we have parasites which absorb the digested food from the bodies of other organisms. So these are the different types of consumers. They all fall under the category of consumers. And then we have the decomposers. So decomposers, they mainly consist of bacteria and fungi. They are all microorganisms and they decompose the dead organic matter to release the nutrients that are locked in their bodies back to the environment for reuse and recycling. So this was lecture number 1 from the chapter Our Environment. We'll continue with this in lecture number 2.